Hello. It is February 24th, I think. How are you guys? Yeah. I have been sick. Then all my kids are sick. We're sick. Still a little bit sick. But there's so much happening. So I just want to be very clear about this energy. Sorry, phone call. This energy now in Pisces is exponential. The war zone, whatever is happening, we don't want to give our energy to that. You guys probably know that already, but I just feel the need to say it. With Neptune and Pisces, where it's been for a while now, I think it's 2011. That's the media, okay? So there's a lot of illusion, there's a lot of Wizard of Oz, who's behind the curtain type of energy. Now, with Jupiter in Pisces, with Neptune, and the Sun now, we're in Pisces season. Happy birthday, Pisces. It's way worse, way worse. So you really should not be paying attention to any of the mainstream media, okay? There's just too much deception with Neptune. That's possible. Illusion is very possible. And they like to portray a certain story, and that story gets them somewhere, not you. So we don't want to live in fear. That's not our goal. And we have a clear choice now. Mars with Venus and Capricorn is ready to go. Like, it's going to be coming up on Pluto in the next week. We have a new moon in Pisces on March 2nd, so next Wednesday, which is going to be incredibly magical. Incredibly magical. Mark your calendars, okay? The energy is starting now, and then it even into the next month, when Jupiter comes conjunct with Neptune and Pisces, they will come together in April. So, like I've been mentioning, and like Spirit has been saying, this is the time to live your dreams. This is the time to really manifest anything that you want. Pisces is the spirit realm. It's also the unconscious. Things are coming up that need to be healed. This has been the case, but more so now. And this is interesting. This is what I've been noticing. A few things, okay? One, we're facing our egos now. So you may have thought you did the work. You may have thought you dissolved your ego. You may have thought a lot of things. And then recently, maybe you realized the things you thought were so important, the expectations you had for your life, certain plans for maybe how you saw your relationship life going, your career life, where you thought you would be by now. Everything is changing, or it's been changing. So what's really cool about this is Pisces is about letting go. Pisces is about letting go and letting God, or surrendering to the divine. And so all of that didn't work out, that isn't coming together the way you thought, that looks different, or you're noticing you don't really think you want that anymore either. Like, you're okay with where you're going, and you're okay with letting it go. So the past karmic cycles that have ended over the last 2 or 3 months, this has been for the last 2 years, we've been in a really hectic energy of restriction, and not being able to do what you want, not just on the world stage, but individually, feeling like things aren't moving, things aren't getting anywhere, and that was a very frustrating energy. Okay, so now after having all these obstacles come up, all these things that were in the way, now the road is opening up now. The possibilities are much greater, and there's not just exponential growth that's happening spiritually. Many people, in fact, I'm noticing, are having crazy, sort of like midlife crisis type awakenings, where you're waking up to the fact that we live in a matrix and that you can really have anything you want and be anything you want, or you're realizing things about your past that may mean something completely different to you now than how you were looking at it before. That goes for relationships, and all of that stuff has been healed, okay? Or it's still coming up and asking to be healed. So that means we're not going to choose the same life again. You can't go back to the past. And we talked about it before, but the energy is here now again, where people who don't want to face their ego, people who don't want to face themselves, they're going to continue to try to relive the same situations, the same relationships. They're going to try to make them work. The same career goal they had 20 years ago, they're still at it, still trying to get there, and those are the things that we're having to let go of. With that, though, comes the facing of the ego, where you're kind of realizing all the ways that you're to blame, that maybe you pushed too hard, maybe you were controlling, maybe you weren't able to be vulnerable and honest, maybe you were afraid to be open and authentic. So recognizing this, we're healing, years and years and years, and lives, multiple past lives are being healed right now. So we get a fresh start. Now, in relationships, things are changing because of Mars and Venus together. And when they come on Pluto, that will be felt even stronger. So you may have run-ins with a soulmate, a new soulmate. Your life may elevate with a soulmate that you're with now. And further truths, deeper meanings, deeper things to be healed on the path of the divine feminine masculine within you and or with your partner. You just notice little side stories or topics coming up of things that maybe you didn't see before. So Jupiter is expanding the spirituality. It's expanding your sensitivity in Pisces. Pisces and Neptune, Jupiter and Neptune both are the rulers of Pisces. So being that they're both together, this is insane, okay? This never happens. The last time this happened was, I think, 1856. We've never seen this ever before in our lives, and we won't see it again. So this period is so important. I really want to emphasize that for your dreams, for what you have coming in, things coming out of nowhere, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be surprising. And you want to really stay optimistic and keep your thoughts positive, because we are manifesting at such a fast rate now. So be very careful of your thoughts and get rid of every expectation. Okay, it's okay to think like things are going well or things are going to continue to go great. That's just being positive. But I mean the little finite expectations of how you thought it was going to be, how you want things to turn out. We're realizing now that that's maybe not even what we really want anymore. maybe the things we were giving all of our energy to that never fully developed are showing us now. Like, do you see maybe why that wasn't for you? You see maybe why now you're headed in a completely different life direction? So the themes have been relationships, um, healing, of course. People really still healing, but it's more of just an awareness of what we're healing now, and an awareness that we don't want to go back. We don't want to continue to live out those patterns. We don't want to continue to try to push for something that we've been shown again and again and again aren't going to work out, or they're not for us. Okay, and then the ego, facing of the ego, realizing all the ways we actually sabotaged ourselves in the past, and in all the ways that we were responsible, and then letting go. So those are the themes I've been noticing. And what's really great about this energy is just finding the peace. For those, if you're living in fear, you're worried about whatever's happening on the news, you're worried about where your life is going, you're still trying to manipulate or control, or still not able to be authentic. And so there's some level of fear there, or fear the relationship isn't going to end up the way you want, or they're not going to feel the same about you, or whatever the case. Stop pushing. Stop trying to mold and manipulate. You have to get out of your headspace and just acknowledge, like, now is about the divine. Neptune in Pisces with Jupiter, of course, the media is going to be huge. That has been a factor. But also at the same time, we're seeing it. Does that make sense? So they're going to try to pull more stunts, but at the same time, it's so much more obvious now. I feel like more people are waking up than ever. So that's really exciting. And the divine is really just taking care of it now. So this is a good time still to take action. You don't want to just lay around, and let the divine handle it, but they are stepping in. There's blessings coming in with Jupiter and Neptune. We still haven't even seen the best of this. Will be towards the end of May and into April. And then Jupiter will move into Aries and then retrograde back into the last few degrees of Pisces in the end of the year, around October to December timeframe. So this energy is going to be here for the next few months, and then it will move forward and then come back with Neptune in the last few degrees. So expect to see more at the end of the year too, more emphasis, another round of blessings, another round of change, another round of spiritual growth. And then on top of that, we have this Mars and Venus in Capricorn with Pluto, where there's so much energy of just wanting to push forward, to be responsible, to still commit to things. That's for your best life. This is all about your value with Uranus and Taurus and the North Node now. This is about, what does your best life look like to you? What does your dream life look like? What is your dream career? What is your relationship that you're wanting to develop or grow, one that you already have, or maybe you're attracting one? So this is a great time for vision boards. This is an excellent time also to write down the life lessons that you have realized about yourself, about relationships, about the things maybe you've been forcing, the things that you're learning about your ego, the harder things you're having to face about yourself, and the ways that you're changing. Write those things down, because you will never forget this time in your life. This is a massive time. When we look back on this time, there's just huge transformation for humanity, for us as individuals. And it's really important that we stay positive and open to spirit and the divine, and understanding compassionate with others and where they are, and realizing they're all facing their egos too. They're all realizing things about themselves. And there are some, of course, who will not do the work. They don't want to know. They don't want to wake up, maybe, and they don't want to heal their past lives. That's very possible. Okay, some of these people too, that's where they are still on their soul's journey as far as with you and your contract, that they're still working on you by not working on themselves. Bless me. Bless me. Sorry. Yeah, so maybe it's still part of their contract to not wake up, and that affects you, and that affects the people around them. And they're meant to wake up, and they will wake up when they're meant to. And it may not be this life. Also, not everyone has a soul. I know that freaks people out, but there are people in the background who just confirm your belief systems. They confirm the matrix for you, which is cool if you think about it, because you're the star of your own movie and you create your own reality. And of course you have soulmates and there's real people in your lives, but then there's also people in the background that you'll never see again, and you don't know if they're real people or not. They're just going about their business, and so are you, but they confirm for you that the matrix is real. And some of you might get freaked out by that, but it's a cool topic to discuss and to look into. So let's get a collective read for the remainder of February and into the new moon. Let's do that. Now through the new moon, Spirit, please tell us about the collective. And I just know there's so much growth happening. And this is, it's so positive. I mean, I've said it before, but literally the sky is the limit. You could have anything right now. And community is very important right now. Magician and the mirror. Okay, I'm going to read it, but obviously we're talking about manifestation here. Okay. Magician and the mirror, number 53. So this is for the collective. That one flipped right over. Financial constraints. Right. Some of us are still fearful, thinking about money. Okay. Worrying about the dreams. Thinking, well, how am I going to pay my bills? Well, how am I going to afford life if I go for my dreams? And that's not your concern, really. You know, that's above your pay status or whatever. It's above your pay grade. You don't have to worry about that. You just have to live your dreams. So this is a time of letting go. Okay, and comment below if you've recognized these themes in your own life. Facing your ego, relationship, weird stuff, closing out of cycles, soulmate cycles, past life cycles. We feel lighter. It feels better moving forward. It's not so much of a fear of what's going to happen anymore. Like before, it was like, oh, how's it going to come together? I don't feel that anymore. And I think it's the Pisces energy that's really just made it easier to have peace and let go at this time. And just know you're right where you're supposed to be. Always. But that fear, it's not real. You know, and all this stuff we're seeing on the news, all this stuff, that's not real either. So what are they hiding? A, what are they distracting us from? You know, and what is their motives here? Like, what is their intention with the world's population? It's a lot happening in different governments all over the world now. So we really need to be paying attention, not to the news, to the alternative media, and just people. Connect with people that live in different countries. Ask them about how things are going, you know? Oh gosh. This whole time I've been talking and these were all flipped over. Man holding a heart. Okay, so we do have some love coming in here. Or many of us may be feeling more romantic. Pisces is a romantic energy. We have Angel of Strength. This is about cultivating your life moving forward with your inner strength, and just having that backup from spirit. And then we have happy family. So absolutely, I think people are focusing more on themselves, on their families, on what really matters. We are manifesting incredible things right now. So the challenge here would be these financial constraints and possibly love. I feel like good things can come in now if we're open and if we've closed out old cycles. Okay, some of us are still holding on to older cycles out of fear. And maybe some people are holding on to relationships because of money. But I know so many souls are connecting at this time for romance and for the purpose of aligning you with your mission. So many of us have missions with a soulmate. This doesn't have to be romantic, but many of them are. There's a plan to come together at a certain later point in your life or whatever to both move towards a shared goal for your mission on the planet. So a lot of us are doing that now. Business partners, finding like-minded people. I'm going to read these first and then we'll hit it with the tarot real quick. 53. Okay, Magician in the Mirror. Knowing and using your true power. This card upright represents the culmination of your personal and spiritual power at this time. In the Magician's left hand, the flame of passion and action. In his right hand is a vortex of water and the light of reflection. This highly beneficial card is telling, can you see it? There. This highly beneficial card is telling you that you are the magician, and within your grasp are the amazing forces of earth and spirit. The water is the energy of yin and the power of spirit and clarity of thought. The flame is the energy of yang, bringing direction and creativity. So in other words, the feminine and masculine energies, okay, are really coming together now with Mars and Venus, which we knew was going to happen. Many of us maybe felt like it was going to be more physical thing, but this is really about you, what you're learning about you, how you're transforming going forward. What are the things that you want for yourself? What are the parts of you that you're realizing are really not helping? They are sabotaging your life, and they're parts of the ego that need to die away. Okay, and it doesn't have to be crazy. It doesn't have to be crazy life changing action that you do. It's more just letting go of those aspects of yourself, not identifying with them anymore, or just stopping the action that you were doing that was repeating that pattern for you. And those things have been surprisingly very easy to let go of. The need to control others is not there for most of us. And I can't say that it wasn't just recently or at the end of last year. Maybe we were trying to control others more so, or just at least control the outcome. So I remember several readings talking about like, let go, stop forcing it, don't push people, and letting go of the outcome. So it's okay to have desires for where you want to go. You don't have to have certain set in stone expectation for what that's supposed to look like. And we're still receiving a lot of our karmic justice. So the things that you're letting go of will be replaced with better things. The things that left your life, maybe you feel like there's an empty space in your life because of those things that you wanted, those things that you saw for yourself or expected for yourself that aren't there, or maybe feel like they were taken from you in some way. Those are the things that I mean that maybe we realized have left your life and you're surprisingly okay with it. Those are the things And this is the time where this Pisces energy, this it's allowing for this letting go. It's allowing for this peace to come in, where it's okay that things aren't turning out how we expected. And we just have to know that the divine is bringing us things that are better. And so it's really okay just to let go of those things. You can still manifest, you can still create, but it's like those things that you held so tightly to, what was the reasoning? What was a deeper meaning behind it, and why was it so important for it to end up a certain way or look a certain way, right? Okay, the affirmation for this card. First, let me read the last paragraph. Now is the time to dig deep, find the confidence and courage within to make the most of this opportune cycle. You have all the resources you need, an unlimited force of the universe at your disposal. It's waiting for you to recognize and ignite the phenomenal powers that are eternally yours. Oh, wow. Remember how I was saying we can't go back to the past? We can't relive these things. We can't take these things and try to do it the same way. Everyone knows that quote. I think it's Albert Einstein. The definition of insanity is when you try to do the same thing the same way, like over and over again, right? And never changing the pattern or the action, even though you know how it's going to turn out. So those are the things that it's not gonna work this time. You know, if you've been putting all your energy into something thinking it's gonna work, and over it's proven that it's not, maybe it's time to just let that go. You know, it says here, the misinformation and perceived limitations that linger from the past can no longer sustain you. So think about the ways that we've self-sabotaged or told ourselves, well, that could never be, or I could never have that, or just have like a ton of self-doubt that that stuff isn't working. We know it's not working. And I think we can hear those thoughts more prominently in our minds easier now. You know, like you can recognize very easily what you're telling yourself, what kind of story you're trying to sell yourself on these things that you want. Or these things coming in now. These are bigger things. These are things maybe we didn't want last year or the year before, or at least we weren't moving towards them. These are new things now, and there's more energy behind them because they're aligned with your mission. This year is all about getting in alignment with your purpose. So those are the things that we're starting to see more and more now. And the relationships that come in, the friendships, the business partnerships, the things that just happen to fall in place now and over the next month and a half is really going to be very meaningful. And we will start to see this and feel this hugely on the new moon, on the 2nd. Okay, the astrology is just incredible with Mars and Venus, with Pluto, and then we have new moon in Pisces, sun in Pisces, and then Jupiter and Neptune there in Pisces. So, I mean, it's going to be very magical. And we need to be careful not to get trapped in illusion. That is a Neptune thing. Some people will be trying to escape. Some people will be doing more drugs and things. Overdoses are possible. But I'm hoping that this energy is more of a very enlightening time where people are more so likely to step away from bad habits for good, because you just don't need it anymore. We have so much support from the divine at this time. Really want to make a vision board, discuss with spirit what it is that you want in the universe, make it known, claim it, tell them what you want, write it out, and you may want to do manifestation ritual with the new moon, but this is definitely where we're seeding into reality the things that we've been wanting for the last few months, the things that we've been seeing kind of in a far off distance. Now it's going to be so possible, so quick, just magic. So mark your calendars. Okay, March 2nd. Financial constraints, restrictions concerning money. This card shows an old-fashioned safe with little money, but lots of cobwebs and dust. Money may be tight at this time, so rein in your spending and be circumspect about the financial requirements in your life. So Spirit is saying, get real about money, okay? Budget. Get rid of the stuff you don't need. Get rid of the clutter in your life. Only spend things that you really need to. And that's the fact, like that's the case with North Node in Taurus. We want things with real value, and we're going to be looking for ways to save money. So if you could get one thing that you normally spend a certain amount of money on, but now you're finding all these ways that are actually cheaper and maybe better for you, or maybe better quality, or maybe easier, or whatever it is. We're all this year and for the next 18 months looking for ways to save. And you may not even be saving it, putting it away. It's just like, if I can get it cheaper, I'm going to do that. It's more about being logical and being grounded and using your mind for, in this Taurus energy, for just finding better value, things of better value for you. There's a big difference between what you need and what you want. This card is telling you to take care of your needs and bide your time. Things will get better, but for now, be willing to live more conservatively and always value the money and the good things you have already. So definitely being grateful for what we have. Absolutely get some money out of the bank and just have some cash, and maybe fill up your gas tank and keep some extra gas tanks in your house or something. We don't know what's happening in the world, and we're not going to worry about it in that way, but we're not going to be dumb either and just sit by. So if you can prepare for not having food, not having supplies or money. If you can gather things now, the sooner the better. You know, I've done videos about that and prepping, and there's no reason why you can't prep. There's just no reason. And that's not about fear. It's not about believing what they're saying, it's just about having things that you need just in case. And that's it. So financial constraints, some of us are worried about money, and some of us are needing to be tighter with money. And that is part of the energy here, along with what Spirit is saying. So Spirit is just confirming that. Man holding the heart. I like this book. I don't use this deck that often, but I've been using it more so. This is the Energy Oracle cards by Sandra Ann Taylor. I really like them. Okay, male dealing with family, love, or emotions. So this is a man that could be coming into our lives, helping us. Okay, or this is just maybe the men in our lives. And that's true too. The masculines have been forced to look at themselves and have been forced to make more change recently. Now, whether they want to or whether they're actually going to follow through, that's on them. But they are facing different emotions in their life, different things like lack, self-worth, the things that the feminine was going through before. The feminine was definitely gaining strength as far as the soul energy goes. So now that Mars is catching up with Venus, it's like it's the masculine's turn to really take over and say, okay, I've been working on this, like I need to get real about this, whatever. So some of you may realize some of the men in your lives are going through emotional time here, and you may be needing them to stand up more and maybe feeling like they're not. So this could be a sensitive time for men too, because of Pisces. And with Mars and Venus together, they will move into Aquarius together in March after this next week. So that will be different. It won't be as stern feeling. It won't be as harsh as Capricorn. Okay, for this man, this signals greater clarity about emotions and their purpose in your life. There could be more balanced approach to family and love at this time. I think this is the relationship portion of this whole thing that's been happening. Even if these have been confusing experiences for you in the past, you may find it easier to devote yourself to a family or a spouse, or just the idea of a different relationship, a committed relationship. For some, this card could signal the presence of a new man in your life, one who tends to be more thoughtful and aware, more emotionally stable and secure. Whether or not this man is a love interest or just a friend, he brings a high intention to help where personal projects, family, or home issues are concerned. So this could be any male in your life. It doesn't have to be romantic. And the affirmation is, I am comfortable with all of my emotions. I honor and express them in appropriate ways. I feel peace. So this doesn't have to be a man coming in. This could just be your energy, your masculine energy, male or female. We both have masculine and feminine energies. This could just be you maybe facing this ego. I mean, that's how I feel. It's facing these ego parts of ourselves, or maybe more strong, masculine, controlling issues within ourselves, and softening ourselves and allowing for that to be vulnerable and to be more open and more emotional and more giving to others of ourselves. And that takes getting real, getting honest with yourself, and the people around you that are worth it. Not everyone in your life is worth it, and we realized that too over the last 3 months, and who we're needing to let go of, who we already did. And for some of us, we're still going to continue to let go over the next 2 months. Endings are still very prominent. We're still in this major relationship cycle. Okay, so this is Angel of Strength, personal power and inner strength. This amazing angel brings the news that this is a time of increasing power for you. It's not the time to be passive or submissive, but to speak your truth and take action on your own behalf. You're capable of taking greater control and directing your own destiny, for the power that comes from within reaches out to the universe and beyond. So you have the inner strength and the unlimited resourcefulness flowing through you at this time, helping you to create real results. The affirmation is, deep within me is an abiding strength that knows no bounds. I have all the power I need to achieve all that I want. And then we don't really need to go over this one. It's number 4. This is Happy Family. So this could be seen as the 10 of Pentacles in the tarot. There are 4 people, and it is the number 4, so it could also be 4 of Wands, which is known as the wedding card or the marriage card, which is just about forming the structure that we've been talking about in every reading, gaining more, committing to things, and gaining more understanding of what it is we're working towards, what it is we're building, who's building with you, who sees your value, who sees the future with you. Do you have shared goals? Do you have the same mission? Can you connect in all the ways? Or are you just still trying to make things out of nothing? We need a firm foundation here for what it is we're building in the future. So in order to have that happy family, they really need to be understanding you, have an awareness of themselves, have already done the work or are still doing the work as you are and have done. You don't want to be doing all the work and then get with somebody who does no work at all on themselves. Like, that's a complete waste. And you don't want to get with someone who's done a ton of work and you haven't worked on yourself, and you can't expect them to want you then, can you? So do the work. Find someone else, possibly, who's done the work, or spirit will bring it in for you, but not until it's time. You don't want to get with someone when you did all the work and they're just going to mosey on into your life and be super irresponsible and waste your time. Okay? You don't want to get caught up and entangled in any more quantum energy karmic shit, right? We don't want any more karmic stuff. We want to build and grow and move towards our mission. They need to be on the same mission as you. You need to have spiritual understanding of each other, where you're going, and what your link is to each other. How do they help you? How do you help them on each other's mission? Or do you have a shared goal and mission? Magician in the mirror, Spirit. This is kind of just obvious reading, so I'm just going to ask for whatever Spirit wants to stay with the tarot. Spirit, please tell us about the collective. Six of Swords, moving to calmer waters. Some of us are physically moving. Some of you will have to move to another state or city. Seven of Wands. Okay, that's a sort of a defensive energy, but it's like, what are you fighting for? You know? What are you working for? What are you working towards? What do you feel passionate about that you're putting in the work on? And this is the energy of having to let go of something in order to have something real. That's worth it to you. That's worth putting in the effort and the work. So I think a lot of us are realizing the things that aren't worth it anymore. Nine of Swords popped out a little bit sideways. So this is anxiety, but this is sideways. I would say this is kind of in and out. This is in a space of like being kind of afraid to let something go, but kind of ready to let go at the same time. It's like you may have peace about it. You may worry about how things will turn out, or you may have fear over ultimately pulling the trigger and letting something go, or moving on completely. But you know what you're fighting for. You know what's worth fighting for. So something, even though it kind of stresses you out, the idea of leaving something behind maybe stresses you out, or maybe you have an inkling that you should be leaving something behind, and that kind of causes you anxiety or stress, or maybe you're not sure how you feel about it. There's been a ton of emotional confusion lately. But I feel like it's like, you know that you should. You know that you should leave something behind, but it's like you're waiting for Spirit to give you like one more sign, one more push. Because you have this inner strength here, Ace of Cups. Some of you want new love, or you just want a new beginning. You just want something new. And maybe you're realizing that now. Many of you are leaving something behind to find new love, or leaving something behind for another type of love, a career, yourself, loving yourself. Ace of Cups is new love. It's new. It has to be cultivated. It could be falling in love. It could be just a new passion project, something that's creative, that is very emotionally fulfilling for you. This is a general reading for the entire collective. So these are just the underlying energies for everyone. Not everything in this reading will match up with everyone, but these are the underlying issues for the entire collective. Anything else, Spirit, for the collective? King of Pentacles. So we're moving to stable, sturdy ground. That's what we want, okay? And Spirit's been telling me for a really long time, like at least the last 2 weeks, every day, reminding me, and I just haven't done it, to make a video about what the feminine wants, what the divine feminine wants in a masculine. And I haven't done it. But this is it right here, okay? This King of Pentacles right here, he's stable, he's sturdy, he's grounded, he's happy, he believes in himself, he knows who he is, he knows how to get what he needs, he knows how to take care of his family, he's very generous. This is what the feminine energy needs now, is stability, more than ever. Stability and security. That's been the case for years, okay? But it's really become very apparent when the masculine is not dependable at all, that the feminine needs that now more than ever. So we're moving towards whatever makes us feel happy and stable and secure. Most of you who watch this are women anyways, so you get what I'm saying. Leaving something behind, willing to wait. The Seven of Wands now is telling me, willing to wait for something that's better. So it's like willing to put in the effort, willing to kind of hurt a little bit, willing to fight for it, even if that means waiting, even if that means being on your own and alone and being stressed out, you know, or feeling insecure, or feeling codependent for a time. Because once you're alone, this will go away. This is sideways. That's how it popped out. So this Nine of Swords is like the fear. It's the anxiety, it's stress. It's not being able to sleep at night because there's some sort of fear of how things will turn out if you let it go. Many of you are going to let it go no matter what. You're going to let it go. Yeah, you are. So I'm not saying rush into it. Take your time if that's what you feel, but I just don't want people to miss out. You don't want to miss out on these dreams. Knight of Cups in reverse. Okay, this is a Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. This is just someone taking action towards you with emotion. No one is. It's in reverse. Or that's you being afraid to take action towards what's going to make you happy. This is someone not coming forward, sharing how they feel. So either the person that you've been wanting to hear from, you're not. Okay? And that's for a reason. Don't just keep giving people the benefit of the doubt, please. Have people in your life be held accountable for something. And this is also, if you're not waiting for someone to come towards you, and even if you are, this is at the same time, this is our own energy of not taking action towards the things you know will bring you true happiness. And you know it's not what you have now, because you have to leave that behind now. And you know that you're stressed about leaving it behind, even though you know, and you've got this inner strength where you know what you're worth now. You know what you want to get for yourself. You want this new love. You want to be in love with the King of Pentacles. You want to be in love with the security of the masculine energy. That is possible. That still hasn't shown up yet. Still hasn't shown up. He's sitting somewhere waiting, thinking on it. Yeah, thinking on it. Confused. You know, many people are emotionally confused, or they feel like they have all these options, and you don't really have that many options. You have the divine, you have your mission in life, your passion, the things that you know are going to make you happy, or you have the past. It doesn't seem like that many options. That's it. And the ones that come in, the multiple ones that, you know, you think you have all these options, some people do have multiple options when it comes to soulmate energy. Okay, but that you're going to know what that is, because as you move towards the things that make you happy, as you move towards your mission, the right ones come in, or the right one comes in. You have to be willing to let it go first. Whatever this thing is that's kind of been holding you hostage here, holding your energy hostage. Seven of Swords on the bottom. Somebody is still in denial. Remember that denial energy from a couple readings ago? For the last reading? So many people are going to be in denial still, doubting their intuition. Because of this Neptune and Pisces, we have to be so extra discerning with deceit. People will deceive you, okay? Or you're deceiving yourself in some way. I think that's it. We know about this denial. We knew about that the last reading. Tower and the Wheel. So major shock, surprise, that gets the wheel turning in a different direction. Major life upheavals, change, that's been happening, but this is on a collective basis. The Tower, I mean, it rips things apart so that you can rebuild. This goes for relationships, career. If Spirit says no, you'll know it, because it will be ripped apart. It will be completely destroyed, and you'll be sitting there like this squirrel, like, what happened? Oh no. Now you have to rebuild, and it's fine, because the karma is served. You learned a lesson. What are the lessons you've learned recently? What things in your ego are you facing? Right? In order to get this Four of Wands on the bottom, this stability, this structure, this happiness, this celebration. This is the wedding card. This is about connecting with the masculine within you and the feminine. Okay, uniting these. Whoever I'm talking to, male or female, doesn't matter. And this is about possibly connecting with your soulmate, your feminine or masculine divine counterpart. You got to be willing to take the leap, to take the risk, to let something go, let go of something so this amazing thing can come in on this side. You know, facing your emotions, facing your truth, manifesting. And remember about the money, okay? Save your money. Try to rebudget, recalculate, take some money out of the bank and hold on to it. And remember this angel of strength. You got 2 strength cards, and actually I saw strength on the bottom. The inner strength is real. Your soul is very strong. And this happy family, okay? And this is too, like, spirit is, this is about everyone. This is a one big happy earth family. It doesn't feel like that, does it? When people are talking about war. This is about having compassion for everyone. And also you getting what you deserve in your own individual life. This happy family. 4 is about building the structure. It's the foundation. Go towards the foundation. Go towards your King of Pentacles energy. And for some of you, you're just going to build it for yourself. You're going to be your own King of Pentacles. I'm going to be my own King of Pentacles. And I'm just going to build my own structure and happy family. So there. Bye, guys. See you next time.